Okay, so I'm making a video today for one reason and one reason only, just one reason. I do have a few things I want to say. So I'm going to tell you the reason right now, and then I'm going to tell you again later, because I know many of you don't look at my whole video. So I'm going to make sure that you don't miss what I'm talking about. So I spent a lot of years looking at the retarded prophecies of the Bible, thinking that they may have come from the, Almighty. But now I realize they didn't. They didn't. And really and truly, you wouldn't have to be a genius to realize that. All you would have to use is a little bit of common sense. This place is a place that is set up for control. The game is commerce. The game from the beginning was commerce. The game at the end is commerce. And the other game part of it is slavery. So all of you, and that's all of you. See, you bastards in the Illuminati and the secret societies and the Freemasons and all of that retarded secret combinations that's spoken about in the Book of Mormon. I'm going to come back to that. You bastards that are practicing, knowing, okay? Knowing. Ooh, 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 ooh. We know something now. We're getting degrees in knowing. Yeah, right. You're getting control deeper and deeper and deeper with every retarded degree that you think you're earning yourself. You're becoming more and more basically a ridiculous excuse for a human being. And now we got so many of you. I'm talking about irrational animals out there in the public doing, public, service that it's just shocking. It's shocking. So, I watch these videos and I see these auditors who, by the way, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, just so you know, I'm going to audit the election. But I'm going to tell you, my one reason for making this video right now is because they don't like it when I make predictions, okay? So they try to make sure that my predictions don't come true. And I'm okay with that, because that means that they hate me so badly, they're not going to do any of the stupid shit that they've got planned. So hopefully, I'll thwart them once again. We'll see. They always have a backup plan. But I remember in COVID, I literally dropped the ball at talking about their ridiculous, retarded prophecies that they themselves prophesized to come true. And then we see, the mass, inoculation of a ridiculous amount of people. And by the way, just for the record, mostly RH positives. Because y'all are the eternally retarded. You're the hive mind that has to be told what to do. But if there were RH negatives, and I know many that listened to somebody in their own family that talked them in to getting it. Now, just like the AIDS virus, that doesn't seem to affect the Rh negatives the way it does the Rh positives. Same thing is going on with the vaccine. But the bottom line is, many people are dying because of the snake venom in it. The Native Americans used tobacco in their medicine for one reason and one reason only, and that was it would literally reverse the effects of venom in your blood. If you've ever wanted to know what that is, just go on YouTube. Put in your search engine venom and blood and watch them pour the venom in the blood. Watch what happens. You get a jello. So now that jello is coursing through your veins. And you've got people out there that are talking because, like me, they have powers of observation. And they're telling you what to do about this. Now, maybe YouTube has policies that allow certain people to see these things that are being talked about in videos. And they have other policies that forbid certain people from coming to and learning about these things. That's not on me. That's on you, YouTube. That is on you, YouTube. That's not on me. That's on you. I come to tell everybody. And I always have. I've never turned away an Rh positive, not one time. Why is that? Well, because we've got 85% of all the people in the world are Rh positive. But we already know a third of the angels fell. So 85% is more than a third of the angels falling. You get it? So maybe there will be some Rh positives that will get past. Maybe they didn't join Freemasonry. Maybe they didn't vote for liars and, eternally retarded politicians. Okay? Maybe they didn't become lawyers. Maybe they didn't join the military. Maybe they didn't become wolves in sheep's clothing in the churches. Maybe they didn't become educators and taught lies. Do you understand? But my plan is to tell you that though it seems to you that if everyone who you think is going to vote for the right, for Donald Trump, whatever, if you thought that they were going to vote for Donald Trump, you need to think again. They want you to think that. They want you to think that. Now, right is right and wrong is wrong. And some Rh positives might be going, ugh, I can't vote. The party line. But they've got you convinced that they will not be able to elect Kamala Harris without mail-in ballots. What does that mean? That means that you're going to be once again made to stay at home during the election. That's what's coming. So my hopes and dreams are that they hate me so much they don't want either A, you to hear this, and clearly they don't put out my information to everybody. Clearly they don't do that, and they never have. I'm talking about you, YouTube. I'm talking about you. But either way, they don't like me saying anything that ever comes true. So maybe they will find a way to screw this up too. I don't care. But my, you know, thought is there's no way that they're going to be able to get it a fight after this election by convincing anyone other than the fact that the Democrats cheated again. Well, let me just tell you something. If 85% of the world's population is Rh positive and then another 8% is O negative, you see what I'm doing? The angels and their slaves. Just telling you. The angels and their Lulus. That's what they call them in the book of Enki. Created from the bag, you know, the bag, the handbag that they carried around. The MEs. Some people would say, well, they're not even real people, but they have standing of some kind. And you can see that the Anunnaki think that they can do anything that they want to these people. Like, for example, okay, so what's wrong with these people that don't know what their sexuality is? Now, you would be quick to blame them because that's what they want. They want you to not be observant enough to see what's been going on. But clearly these people have been enhanced in some way. Now, maybe they've been enhanced because they need people that don't have standing, in other words, slaves, that they can use for their army, that they can make heroes out of. Ooh, 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 look, they're angel-like. They don't have no sexuality. Well, I mean, please. What do you mean they don't have no sexuality? They just like it in the back door. Why? Why? Why do they like it in the back door? Why do the men like it in the back door? Why do the women like it in the back door? Why are some women wanting to strap on a phallus? They're confused, right? Woke. What's woke? Willingly observing known evil. That's what it is. No question about it. But are these people to blame for their own situation, or did this happen to them in the womb? Did it happen to them? Let's imagine, now that we know that the amount of satanistic people in this world are way higher than we ever thought, including, just think about the state of California. And imagine how many Satanists have been run out of California, sent across the country to every state. Think about it. Are these people that put their fingers in their poor children's bungholes to confuse them? Or did Celine Dion just come in and sprinkle stardust on them and make them angels? Let me explain this to you. 99% of all the places in this country, let's just say 49 states, it's legal to cannibalize. Do you understand that? If you don't believe me, go look it up. It's legal to cannibalize. Only one state, North Dakota, because they started to have a lot of Californians show up, said, ooh, we're going to nip this in the bud. So we're not going to allow cannibalism. Maybe they'll go past us. Think about it. 49 states allow it. How is that right on any level? And you think, well, you know, that'll never happen in our lifetime. It's already happening. They're already finding that there's human, you know, DNA in your McDonald's hamburgers. Your, you know, it's been reported. It's not like I'm saying anything that isn't true. But it's not just there. It's every one of these franchised, you know, places. You can't even trust the vegetables anymore. Incidentally, make sure when you're getting your vegetables and your fruits that you get the ones that start with the number 9. Number 8 maybe. But that's the only way you're going to get decent fruit and vegetables. I don't care how many stores you have to go to get it. That's how low the food supply is that is decent for you to eat. Anything else is filled with glyphosates. You think you have diabetes because your feet hurt, your hands hurt, but what you don't understand is you're eating glyphosates. Okay? That's what your problem is. Yeah. And they have things that will flip diabetes. They have them. You have to look them up. If you've got mucus in your throat, where you're hacking and coughing and hacking and coughing and hacking and coughing, it's just a matter of time before you get a heart condition. But if you take mullein, and I'm not talking about the tincture. Don't waste your time with no tinctures. Tinctures have alcohol in them. But if you take mullein leaf, I'm talking about the green and white dropper bottle, and you squirt it back there to your throat, gone. Gone. Mucus gone. 2 weeks ago, my mother called me and asked me, what did it feel like to be hit with a directed microwave energy weapon? I said, Mom, I said, you know, it feels like a heart attack. I said, are you having a heart attack? She said, well, I'm not feeling real well. She died last Sunday. So, you know, we had the service and we cleaned up her house because we didn't want our brother to be stuck with, you know, having to pay for 3 houses. So we cleaned, you know, the family cleaned it up, got it ready to show. But I'm telling you, that was a terrible mistake because my mother's memory now is, you know, between all the things that had to be done to clear that place out, people are upset. And they're fighting like irrational animals. My daughter and my wife fought for 12 hours yesterday. When they got out of the car, they fought some more until her sister, my daughter's aunt, you know, beat her up. She had to go to the hospital. Irrational animals. Now, I spent a whole week trying to calm everybody down. You can say that there is nothing in the air that doesn't smell rotten, okay? But clearly there's something going on. Clearly there's something in the air. Clearly. These are people that are otherwise adult and, reasonable. They're not acting like that. There's something diabolical. You know what the root word of diabolical is? Diablo, right? People, there's a reason the Native Americans had animal spirits. They prayed to animal spirits to protect them. And so their animal spirit is their flight or fight. You understand? You put a human being in a place where they're flight or fight, and you're going to see their demon. And if you're lucky, you won't have to see that demon for long. Now, let me tell you something. I found out yesterday, they can go for 12 hours nonstop, hitting each other, driving down the highway. It's a disgrace. And then sometimes within just a few minutes, animal spirit gone. People, irrational animals, are running this world right now. How does an irrational animal gain a hold on you? I'm talking about animals that have unclean spirits. Why are they unclean? Because they had a choice to eat vegetables and fruit and maybe some grains. But instead they chose to kill other animals and eat them. That's what an unclean spirit is. So when you are praying to protectors called demons, unclean spirits, okay, to protect you, they don't just protect you, they enter into you. Now you're fighting like it's, everything was kung fu fighting, like the song. Because you got unclean animal, irrational animal spirits running things. Make no mistake about it, if you have them, you have opened yourself up to food that is not good for you. What is an unclean animal? It tells you in the Bible what it is. It's an animal that eats other animals. And furthermore, the first commandment is on page 129 at the bottom of the page. It tells you what the provision of food is. So if you are having unclean animals ruling over you, that's why. That's why. Now, I'm going to tell you a story about my mother and how she died. My mother is, first of all, was always too good for this world. And I'm not just saying this because this is my mother. Now, by trade, she was a salesperson, but her love was acting. And she had acting parts, sometimes as an extra in movies that I've seen. I'm not going to tell you who they are, okay? I'm just telling you a story. So, my mother had this fantastic ability because of her acting to find something to like about everybody that she came into contact with. She was not a stupid person. She knew that there were people in her life that would stick a knife in her back. But she continued to have a very positive approach with everybody that she dealt with. Let me tell you how she died. The day that she died, she went to her favorite restaurant, which was both hers and my brother's restaurant. The bartender was a friend of theirs. My mother was supposed to go with my brother, but he got busy and he couldn't go. So she went by herself. She ate her meal and she promptly passed away. Now the bartender thought, well, maybe she's fallen asleep. So they went over to check on her and they realized she wasn't going to wake up. She didn't fall in the floor or any of that. She just quietly died. Now, people, that's a good death. My mother died so that she wouldn't have to be here for this election. And just remember, I'm telling you, it isn't going to be good. Before this is over, they're going to institute their digital money. You think Donald Trump is going to win? But the only way that they're going to allow you to believe is that the only possible way for the left to get elected, talking about Kamala, would be to rig the election again. And the only way they're ever going to be able to do that is through mail-in ballots, because we know that that's how they cheat. But that's what's coming. And you can believe you won't be allowed to leave your house. You better have, a month of food. Now, I'm not trying to save my life. I do not care about this stinking place, okay? As long as the Anunnaki are here, I'm talking about Enlil, talking about Inky Stinky Winky. And by the way, just for the record, my mother and father were both Aquarians. What did I tell you? Who's the merman? Right there. Asher. Ea. Asher Ea. That's my name. That's what Moses found out. Ea. Asher Ea. That's Aquaman. Anyway, both my parents were Inky's children. They wanted me to believe that I was a Ningashita, okay? Because there's no way that Marduk would ever be a Joseph, okay? He couldn't do it on his best day. But he could sort of be a Ram, and when you start looking at Ra and Mars, spelled backwards, is Ram, right? You might be able to believe the first of the year. What's the day between the end of the year and the beginning of the year? 0 point, right? Whose day is the last day of the year? Asher's, right? Inky's, right? Because of how the 364, which is the cherubim day, and then you have 0 point, and then you have Marduk's day for a month. The middle month, which is, by the way, the bull next, right? That's Enlil. That's the next cherubim day. You get it? I'm just trying to help you understand how it works. They've got it set up to where they think that the way that they work who you are is the time of the month that you're born, or what month you're born in. But I'm going to tell you something. As far as I'm concerned, Ningishita is one of them. I don't care if you think he's the good one. Doesn't matter to me. As long as one of them, just one of them, are alive, we're going to have to put up with this. Why do you think they write these songs? You know, we don't get fooled again. Meet the new boss. Same as the old boss. You understand? It's all a bait and switch. That's how it works. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, Ningishita can go take a flying leap. He can go take a flying leap. Because he's part of a mafia cartel that he's responsible for the religion. And if there ever was a false religion, not buying it. Not going to buy it. Not going to listen to it. Not going to even for a second buy it. Not going to do it. These people are retarded beyond what I would call eternally retarded. They will never be able to figure out good. They will never be able to do it. And you think that they're demons, but I'm telling you, they are angels. And many of these angels have fallen. Do you understand? If not all of them. That's the way it appears today. Because you don't have no respect for others. You can only look at things from the perspective of how it affects you. And how you either are done wrong or how you whatever. You can't, look at it from an overall, from a high horse position. Do you see? You can't look down and go, look here. You can't do that because you're an irrational animal. That's all you Anunnaki. That's what you are. More than likely, cats. Is that not an unclean animal? You show me a cat that's a clean animal. Show me one. I tried to make my cat. Sweetest cat I ever knew. Ragdoll. And anybody that has ever owned one knows that. And yet, she looked at the vegan food, she looked at me, and she turned up her nose. Well, not very long later, she was dead. We didn't know any better. Maybe we could have helped her if we'd dewormed her. I don't know. But the bottom line is they do what they always do and tell you that you have to euthanize them. We just did what we were told. Well, I will never do what I'm told again. Not going to do it. Because nobody is doing anything right in this world. Now, you can say, okay, well, you probably eat glyphosates in some of your fruit and vegetables. Well, I'm not killing fruit or vegetables. Okay? I am eating a form of food. And one day I may fast and decide, not for me anymore. No more food. Bye. Bye, Anunnaki. See you in court upstairs. Lawyers, judges, prosecutors, I'll see you in court And by the way, just for the record, I have decided in my next world I'm going to be a Chihuahua farmer. So that witch that gave me 60 days, because she didn't like the way I left the courtroom, I didn't say a word. I just walked out. They literally stopped me at the front door and walked me all the way back up. She said, that'll be 30 days. You know what I said? How about another 30? I'm like, gosh, I could probably get 50 days of fasting in. And I did. And I got rest. Oh, and I was threatened too. I was threatened by a stinking mafia guy who told me that he worked for my daughter's husband. I said, she's not married. That bastard doesn't have the honor to marry a woman. Not without killing her with drugs. That's what he tried to do to my daughter. And did it to the one before. Anyway, it is what it is. The authorities help them. They are the mafia. The cops are the mafia. They're all made men. That's why they think that they can do anything that they want to you on the highway. Just for the record, I have been studying the Constitution. Actually, just a little complaint of the Holy Spirit. It would have been nice to learn about this instead of waiting until the final hour. Would have been nice. What can I say? Anyway, long story short, I'm going to do some auditing. I'm going to go in places. I'm going to live stream my videos. And I'm going to expose them for the bastards that they are. Breaking the Constitution. You may think the Constitution is dead, but it is not dead. Judges are making rulings based on the Constitution today, just so you know. And, of course, they're making judges against the Constitution because they want you to be confused as to whether or not it actually exists today. Where's my mucus? Gone. Green and white bottle, people. Mullein. If you can get the plant, get it. Get rid of your mucus and you won't have to cough and hack all over yourself after talking for an hour, which you've seen me do many times. Anyway, so I have started up, that discovery, and that's what I'm doing. I could make videos for you, but you don't care. You don't really care. This is just a YouTube site with a bunch of stinking YouTube people on it that are going, yeah, Theo, keep it going. You don't really care. You've made your deal. You've made your deal. And you think that's all you have to do. But you will be a slave. And you may just be, before this is over, my Chihuahua. The one that hit me with the directed microwave energy weapon, I'm talking about the magistrate. That guy is definitely going to be my Chihuahua. I'm going to have more fun with that. I'm having fun right now thinking about it. Now, I'm not cruel to animals, okay? But, I've got them judges' names because I got the paperwork that was filed. And guess what? They don't know it yet, but that's what they're going to be doing in the next world. Because it turns out in this world, you don't get to do things to people and not pay for it. Oh, you can pay for it in this world. My mother apparently didn't need to pay for nothing. She got to die the death that everybody's praying for. Oh, sleep, boom, gone. She gets to miss the stinking, election. Think about it. Are you going to miss it? No, you're not. You're not. And you think that you're going to go and vote, but you're not. This is going to be a mail-in ballot. Because, again, they've got you convinced that this is the only way that the left can win, which is really sort of retarded for you to believe anyway. If you paid any attention to what I've been teaching all these years, you will understand that there are 85% of the world's population that's Rh positive. They don't need to make it look like a script. They can just do what they want. But they do this for you so you'll be eternally retarded like them. But some people just are not buying their crap anymore. Even if Ningishita was my father, and let me tell you, my father was a demon-possessed, ridiculous chimp man that literally pounded his chest almost every day and drank liquor until he could pass out. We had a rule, don't call him before 3 o'clock. But my mother was something different. Now, yeah, she did believe in Christianity, which is unfortunate. That's my opinion. Because I know how much of a farce it is. I know that people are counting on it, that they got a savior. But people, you got to save your own dirty ass. Nobody's going to save you. Not one Anunnaki can save themselves from what's coming for them, including Donald Trump, including the guy that calls himself Satan. I'm talking about a Barack Obama. They can't help themselves. Now, there is a little, let me see if I can find this. It'll be worth it if I can find this for you. Because I want to get the timeline right. I want to get the timeline right. April Fools. Passover. Now, I could put in Passover. I could put in Easter. And I could put in Ramadan, and they'd all fall on the same date, people. April Fools. But let's see if it'll bring it up. When is this? Let me see. If it's going to make it simple for me to find it. How often is Easter on April Fool's Day? I believe it's 2017. See if I can find it here. That's going to put, that's going to, just so you know, that's going to put the 0 point that I've taught for years and years and years. That's going to put it on St. Patty's Day. The biggest day of debauchery in the calendar. Think about it. Says it's only happened 4 times: 1923, 1934, 1945, and 1956. The next time is set to occur 2029. I am pretty sure it was 27. Let me see. Passover. Let's go to 2025. April Fools 2020. Oops. 2025. Let's look there first. So it'll tell. Ooh, here we go. All right, so I may have to get my phone out to verify this. So let's just go to 2025. Ooh, April. So April, let's see, the 1st is on Tuesday. April the 1st is on Tuesday. 2026. That's Passover, 2026. Yep. So the year is 2026. So then they've got Easter. That's Passover. Let's look up Easter. Easter, April Fools 2026. Let's look it up and check it out. That's not it. People, I'm telling you, I looked it up, and it was either 2026 and 2027. You know what? I'm going to let you do your own homework and look this up for yourself. But I'm telling you, you're going to find it. They have an April Fool's Day. Why do they do this? Because the way the calendar works is it advances one day every year. One day every year. Guess what? It's been advancing one day every year. Now it's time to advance to April the 1st, making March the 17th the 0 point day. You can look it up for yourself. You can find it. I will go back through my notes, and trust me, I've made a video on it. Don't know if I deleted it or what, but I can tell you this right now. I've made a video on this subject. Now, if they've changed, what is it, the thing that they do with CERN? It's just ridiculous. I mean, really. Anyway, that is what I'm saying. So, early on in this video, I said that if I do one thing in this video, one thing only, it is to smash. Because they don't like it when I predict something that actually happens. They're not going to allow that to happen. And if that be the case, then I'm telling you right now, they'll be mail-in ballots, which means that you better get rated. You better get ready for what's coming, because that means that they're going to have a whole new COVID for you. That means that they're going to fix the money supply into digital during that time. You understand? They're going to get everything done in one fell swoop so they can go, ooh, 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 ooh. Here is the Great Tribulation. See what I mean? That's now. It's coming now. 3.5 years. Do you understand? And everything is coordinated calendar-wise to accommodate their little stories. I'm going to be taking lots of videos. That's my big old plan. Yep, that is the plan. That's my plan. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take lots of video. That's the plan. So, you know, oh, I hadn't shown you my new license plate. There you go. I'm not recommending you do this because you don't know what to do about it. But I'm telling you, I'm going to make sure that they don't violate my rights. And that if they do, I'm going to have loads of chihuahuas in the next life. I'm going to have a chihuahua farm. Mm-hmm. I bet you I can get them chihuahuas to love me. What do you think? I'm just all fuzzy inside thinking about it. I think it's going to be lovely. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be the most fun I've ever had. Can't wait. Anyway, that is my video for today. Thank you very much. I can't promise you how many more times I'm going to do this. I'm just telling you about the mail-in ballots so that you will know. They want you to think that that's the only way the left can get voted in. But it's not true. So there you go. Now you know. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. That's all I got for now.